attention to center court as we proudly honor our queen in attendance. Please welcome our freshman attendant, Isabella Bray. Isabella is the daughter of Lance and Jessica Bray. She is involved in Spanish club, yearbook, and serves on the student council. Isabella plays volleyball, basketball, and softball. She also plays travel softball for the Ohio Lasers. Izzy enjoys going to church and spending time with her family and friends. Our freshman attendant is being escorted by Trent Bender, son of Terry Skaggs. Congratulations, Isabella. Our sophomore attendant is Lainey Richard. Lainey is the daughter of David and Paula Richard. She has been on the varsity cheer squad for 2 years, as well as the varsity tennis team. Lainey is a member of SOSA, Green Club, and Yearbook. She enjoys hanging out with her friends and family, playing guitar with her dad, and crafting with her mom. Our sophomore attendant is being escorted by J.U. Howard, son of Josh and Amy Howard. Congratulations, Lainey. Please welcome our junior attendant, Carly Metzler. Carly is the daughter of Gabe and Noelle Metzler. She is a member of the basketball team as well as the volleyball team. She participates in Green Club, Spanish Club, National Honor Society, and is on the prom committee. Carly is an active member of her church and spends her free time with family and friends. Carly is being escorted by Jackson Bender, son of Terry Skaggs. Congratulations, Carly. Our Scioto County CTC representative is Kaylee Lohr. Kaylee is the daughter of Jennifer and Bryce Kearns and Chad and Jim Lohr. Kaylee enjoys listening to music, drawing, painting, and helping with youth sports. She is on the girls' varsity soccer team as well as a CTC color guard. She is also a member of the Chaos FC of Ohio. Kaylee is being escorted by Isaiah Clark, son of Jeremy and Cassie Clark. Congratulations, Kaylee. Our second senior attendant is Rain Schweitzer. Rain is the daughter of Randy Schweitzer, Sean Dalton, Shane Schweitzer, and Heather Russell. She is a member of the drama club, math club, concert band, and choir. She participates in marching band and is captain of the color guard. Rain is also on the quiz bowl team. In her spare time, she works at Taco Bell as a cashier. Rain is being escorted by Gavin Days, son of Aaron and Josh Days, and Brittany and Patrick Setting. Congratulations, Rain. Our first senior attendant is Ellie Wright. Ellie is the daughter of Rick and Pamela Wright. Ellie is the student council vice president. She also represented Valley at the Miss River Days pageant. She is a member of the varsity cheer squad and is an All-American cheerleader. Ellie is involved in impact prevention and attends Memphis Bible Baptist Church. Ellie is being escorted by Braxton Conway, son of Brandy Reed and Nick Conway. Congratulations, Ellie. It is my pleasure to introduce our 2026 Sweetheart Queen, Emily Roberts. Emily is the daughter of Doctors Philip and Jennifer Roberts. Emily would first like to give all glory to God and thank Him for all His goodness within her life. Emily attends Christ Community Church. She has been an active member of Bible Club, Green Club, Spanish Club, and Ohio Model United Nations, and also Drama Club. She has served as president of Health Occupation Students of America, son of Blair and Joy Copeland, Jalen is the son of Jason and Jody Dunn. Emily would like to thank her grandparents, parents, sisters, and friends for their support throughout her life. She would also like to thank the Valley community for her experience in the district. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a final round of applause to our 2026 Sweetheart Queen, Miss Emily Roberts, and her court. The homecoming queen and her court will be available for pictures on the stage in the cafeteria following the ceremony.
Are you looking for the best deals on quality used trucks and cars?
Great news. Chillicothe Truck has what you're looking for.
Choose from a wide selection of makes and models. All vehicles undergo a detailed multi-point inspection and extensive reconditioning before hitting the lot. Our friendly team offers a no-pressure sales experience, ensuring you find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs. Plus, you can customize your ride with our extensive range of truck accessories, from bed covers to lift kits. Stop by 173 Rennick Avenue in Chillicothe or call us today at 740-773-8782 to get started right now.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
At North Fork Animal Clinic, we're more than your pet's health care. We're your neighbors. We combine top-quality veterinary care with the availability you can count on, keeping tails wagging and pets thriving. And as proud supporters of youth sports in Southern Ohio, we're committed to helping our whole community grow strong. North Fork Animal Clinic, caring for pets, supporting our community.
Richard. Countless nights in the garage. 8 shiny new pistons. 1 very happy 16-year-old granddaughter. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
Rathkamp Financial is a comprehensive financial services firm committed to helping our clients improve their long-term financial success. Our customized programs seek to grow, protect, and conserve our clients' wealth by delivering personalized service and expertise. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member, FINRA SIPC. Please call us at 740-775-1040 to schedule a consultation.
At Chillicothe Comfort Heating and Air, your comfort is our priority year-round.
Whether it's blazing hot or freezing cold, we've got your back with fast, reliable service you can trust.
Locally owned, honest, and done right the first time.
We have financing options available for every budget, as well as 60 months, 0% interest.
Call us today and feel the difference that comfort makes.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place. And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
Experience the hometown Chevrolet difference. Check out our huge selection of Silverado trucks, Equinox SUVs, and the latest Chevy models. Priced to move and ready to hit the road today. Plus, with the Hometown Advantage, you get free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty at no extra cost. That's real value and real peace of mind. Your Hometown Chevrolet is proud to be your trusted local dealer of new and pre-owned inventory, delivering unbeatable deals and top-notch service. Visit us today, 501 West Emmett Avenue in Waverly, or start shopping online at yourhometownchevy.com.
For 175 years, the Glockner name has stood for trust. Today, that promise continues. Every time your family turns the key. Generations have trusted us for one reason. We never stopped caring. From preschool drop-offs to road trips, you leave our service center knowing your family is in the safest hands possible. 175 years of social proof that this isn't just service. It's a promise from our family to yours.
Have you experienced simply brilliant fiber internet? Yeah, that's Glow Fiber. Lightning-fast internet that keeps up with your busy life. A reliable fiber-to-the-home network whether you're working, learning, playing, or streaming. And best of all, Glow Fiber has real local support from real people who are happy to talk to you. And switch now for your first month free. Faster, more reliable fiber internet with real local support. Glow Fiber. Simply brilliant.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
I'm Tyler. And I'm James. We want to thank you for continuing to make the Root Sports and Fitness Center your headquarters for youth sports in Southern Ohio.
We welcome you into Valley High School here in Lucasville, another SOC3 showdown on this Friday night. Welcome in to tonight's presentation of Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health, where tonight we'll see the 9-2 South Webster Jeeps and the 7-2 Valley Indians still fighting to catch up with those Wheelersburg Pirates for the top spot in the SOC3. Carson Francis and Shane Combs with you. Shane, let's take a quick look at the league standings real quick. I mentioned Wheelersburg in that top spot in the league, 6-1. They did suffer their first loss to Jackson earlier this week, although that was a non-league game. They're 3-0 in the SOC3. South Webster right behind them in second place, 2-1 in the league. Valley in a tie for fourth with Waverly at 1-2 in the league. We were talking during that JV game. This is a game that's going to go a long way in terms of how the rest of the league slate and the rest of the season goes for both sides.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And Carson, it's great to be with you as always. I know as we get into the SOC play, we've started to pick up some different games over the last couple of weeks, and it's had me watching a lot of SOC film, and I've just really fallen in love with the conference. A lot of good teams this year, a lot of good balance up and down, and as a result, we're getting a lot of great games. We're in another incredible atmosphere here tonight. And you're right. You know, Wheelersburg sets a pace there at the top that starts to put a little pressure on you. When you start to say names like South Webster and West and Valley and Waverly, and then obviously we know what Memphord's tradition was from a year ago. You really top to bottom just get a lot of tough matchups. But Wheelersburg sets such a tempo that you're right. The last thing you want to do is fall behind 2 or 3 games early on. That's a long road to climb because you just don't know how many times the Pirates are going to fall.
Well, we'll take it one game at a time for both of these schools. Again, this game goes a long way in deciding what the league's going to look like down the road. Let's take a look at the Valley Indians. Their last time out was a week ago, a 12-point win over Waverly. That was a game that that was a must-win for the Indians. They had dropped 2 in a row to Wheelersburg and West. They shot 50% from downtown, 60% from the field overall. They led by as many as 15 at one point. What do you think, even though taking a week off in between games, what do you think the Indians can take from that game going into tonight?
Well, you're right. They got off to a great start, and then they kind of slipped up there a couple of times. And I think you take a lot of confidence the way you played the last time out. This is a Valley team that, if you're not familiar with them, they really share the ball across the board. They're a pretty balanced group, really, really athletic. They certainly don't mind to get up and down the court and play with a little bit of tempo. And the times they've struggled, I've watched a couple teams get them into the scrimmage area a little bit, and maybe that slower tempo just doesn't favor them. So I think you come off a week, you should be well rested. You should be excited to play on your home court coming off of that Waverly win. And I really look for them to try to pick up the tempo and play pretty fast here this evening.
Christian Copen, a senior, third-team All-District for the Indians last season, averaging 10 points and 8 rebounds, 4 assists per game for Valley. He's a guy that's been in this program for 4 years. He was on the team he was in the program as a freshman when they had a star-studded lineup, really cracked varsity action as a sophomore, and then broke out last year. Just seeing him growing as an individual from his freshman year to his senior year, he's been a huge part of what Coach Craig Tackett is building here in Lucasville.
Well, no question about it. And what I love about him, Carson, is if you go up and down the stat sheet, he starts to stuff each category. He can really impact the game in a lot of different ways. And I think that's part of the maturity in your game. Obviously can score, but when you look at the rebounds, the assists, the steals, the block shots, he's involved in all of them. So, yeah, I love the way he can impact it in so many ways.
Now let's take a look at South Webster now, coming off a 54-33 win Tuesday night over Green, another milestone win for the Jeeps that now makes Coach Norm Pearson pass Joe Petroselli for second on the all-time coaching wins list in the state of Ohio. But looking at the Jeeps in that game, a great defensive showing, 15 steals as a team, held the Bobcats to 9 points in that second half.
Yeah, the second half, the last couple times out, has been really impressive. The ability to shake off a slow start. There's a lot of maturity, a lot of winners in this group. We talked about that last week. And but with that said, the coach in me, I would always joke with teams like, hey, I'm proud that you've been able to come back, but how about we play out in front one time? You know what I mean? If you're coming in here tonight, I think a big focus for South Webster is to get off to a good start. The tempo of this game is going to be kind of a tricky one to figure out, and the team that can probably get it in the most comfortable tempo is going to be successful. So again, the winning culture that we talked about with the Jeeps. I like their ability to bounce back and play really, really well in the second half here lately. I'm focused to see if they can come on the road here tonight in a pretty good environment and get off to a better start.
And the guy that's been the catalyst for the Jeeps in those comebacks, in those strong second half showings, is the senior Hunter Bernard, averaging 14.5 a night, 19 in the win over Green. We got to see him a week ago have a huge night down at West. Still, he continues to just be a leader, to be a winner for South Webster this season.
Oh, no question about it. We talked a lot about Bernard last week. McClintock as well comes in averaging up just close to 20, and I thought he played a really mature basketball game. He had trouble getting it going last week, but he didn't really force it. And then, as you said, Bernard was just terrific. I love the fearlessness. I'd even throw in Braden Bernard and his ability to make some plays. So yeah, you look to your leaders, you look to your best players when you come on the road. Can you settle into an environment like this by making some plays early?
One more time before we get into the national anthem and our player introductions. We talked about coming on the road, getting off to a quick start. What are some other keys on both sides coming into tonight?
Well, I think it's tempo, tempo, tempo. Yeah, and how do you control that? You always dominate those two stats we talk about, the turnover battle, the rebounding battle. The team that can make it one and done on the defensive end, rebound, and go when it presents itself. Obviously, Valley wants to turn you over and get up and down a little bit, so pay close attention to those two categories and really pay attention to which team feels like they get into the tempo that they want to play at.
Valley and South Webster set to do battle in SOC3 action here in Lucasville. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll have our national anthem and player introductions here from Valley High School. You're watching Ohio High School Basketball and Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
At Chillicothe Comfort Heating and Air, your comfort is our priority year-round.
Whether it's blazing hot or freezing cold, we've got your back with fast, reliable service you can trust.
Locally owned, honest, and done right the first time.
We have financing options available for every budget, as well as 60 months 0% interest.
Call us today and feel the difference that comfort makes.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
Are you looking for the best deals on quality used trucks and cars?
Great news. Chillicothe Truck has what you're looking for.
Choose from a wide selection of makes and models. All vehicles undergo a detailed multi-point inspection and extensive reconditioning before hitting the lot. Our friendly team offers a no-pressure sales experience, ensuring you find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs. Plus, you can customize your ride with our extensive range of truck accessories, from bed covers to lift kits. Stop by 173 Rennick Avenue in Chillicothe or call us today at 740-773-8782 to get started right now.
Have you experienced simply brilliant fiber internet? Yeah, that's Glow Fiber. Lightning fast internet that keeps up with your busy life. A reliable fiber-to-the-home network, whether you're working, learning, playing, or streaming. And best of all, Glow Fiber has real local support from real people who are happy to talk to you. And switch now for your first month free. Faster, more reliable fiber internet with real local support. Glow Fiber, simply brilliant.
The starting lineup for Norm Pearson's South Webster Jeeps being introduced here at Valley High School. Hunter Bernard, Braden Bernard, Bryson McClintock, Caden Johnson, and the 6'5 freshman Easton Large rounding out the starting lineup for the 9-2 Jeeps. Now the lights go out here in the Valley High School Gymnasium. The starting lineup for the Indians: Jalen Dunham, a junior, Jackson Bender, another junior in this starting lineup, Christian Copen, who we talked about during our pregame coverage, Blake Lundy and Braxton Conaway, rounding out the starting lineup for head coach Craig Tackett in his 5th season at the helm. Another exciting atmosphere here tonight, Shane. A league battle goes a long way. Two schools that aren't separated by very much. Obviously, always a competitive battle whenever they get on the same floor.
Oh, no question about it. A lot of really, really good multi-sport athletes out here. Some great athleticism. You add in this atmosphere tonight, and this should be all kinds of fun.
Copen and McClintock in the jump ball circle. We are underway from Lucasville. The Indians take the night's first possession. The 6-foot junior Jalen Dunham brings it across the floor, and immediately an offensive foul will give possession to South Webster.
Well, we talk about getting off to a good start. Foul trouble can certainly play a factor in that. Going to certainly send a message early on how it's going to be called. Players will have to adjust.
Tag the foul on Braxton Conaway. And already, Jeeps force a turnover.
You see Valley spread it out in that pressure. They'll use their length or athleticism to try to poke it free and create easy points on the other end.
Jeeps circling the perimeter. Hunter Bernard slings it over to Bryson McClintock. Caden Johnson in the corner. Back to McClintock mid-post. He gets it taken away. Jalen Dunham on the other end backs it out. Jackson Bender, corner three, it's good. Bender gets the first points of the night for the Indians.
Yeah, South Webster felt like there should have been a whistle on the other end. As a result, Valley had some numbers in the secondary break. They end up finding the shooter.
Jackson Bender, 7.5 points a night. Breaks the scoring open for the home team. Braden Bernard out to McClintock in the corner. Little 2-3 zone action for the Indians. McClintock trying to feed large in the post. Working around instead. Here's Hunter Bernard. Last week, West did a good job for most of the game in his zone against the Jeeps. South Webster trying to replicate some of that success and hang on to it.
Yeah, they're showing some nice patience here. I'd say they don't hate this tempo, but you got to make sure you don't get stagnant. Got to keep ball movement, got to keep player movement.
South Webster, a team that at times they've struggled to score the ball early, get out to those quick starts like we talked about. Coach Pearson said that's one of the reasons why they fell behind so quickly against Waverly.
The other thing, Carson, is you play out in front, it's easier to control tempo.
There's a steal by Christian Copen, taking it away on the pass intended for large in the post. Jalen Dunham, far side, swings it across court to Blake Lundy. Lundy driving underhand off the bottom of the backboard. Scooped up. Conaway, the putback, can't finish. Now Dunham with the offensive rebound. Valley will reset. Dunham off 1 foot. He can't get it to go. Another offensive rebound. And the putback's unsuccessful from Lundy. Large finally corrals it for South Webster.
Yeah, I talked about rebounding, controlling tempo. South Webster dodges a bullet there. Got to do a better job, one and done on that defensive end.
Long three-pointer from McClintock off the mark. And it's Conaway hauling in the rebound. There's Dunham on the far side wing. He'll back it out.
Good transition defense from the Jeeps. Got 5 people ahead of the ball.
Copen tried to back down Braden Bernard. Here's Dunham, and he travels. Good play, good action from Copen to hit Dunham. Just couldn't control himself when he had possession.
Yeah, just got to slow the feet down a little bit early on. You get juiced up in an atmosphere like this. Just got to take the deep breath and get settled into the environment and play.
South Webster dominated the season series last year, 75-49, 80-52, the two final scores. Top of the key three from Johnson off the back iron. Rebound Large, the putback, and he knocks it through. Easton Large gets the first points for the Jeeps.
Yeah, been real impressed with the South Webster rookie in the post. Just does a real good job positioning and real efficient around the rim.
Lundy got it taken away by Johnson trying to drive. Johnson with the quick hands comes up with the steal. Bernard with it, far side. McClintock over to Johnson in the corner, feeds Large in the post. Large off his foot and finishes. Easton Large back-to-back baskets.
Yeah, rarely see the bounce pass go against the zone there. Both guys just about a half step late, and they're able to thread the needle.
Looked like Easton Large maybe lost control of his feet, but had just enough to finish. Here's a three from Conaway off the mark. Offensive rebound, Copen. Copen, the putback. Christian Copen, the 6'2 senior.
That's what we were talking about in the pregame coverage, just the athleticism and the growth in his game in terms of how he can get involved in so many ways.
Deflection off Valley. South Webster will reset as Cole Bennett will see his first action of the night, replacing Braden Bernard. Bennett's given the Jeeps some great minutes off the bench all season long. Season high of 10 in a win over Minford. Valley staying zone.
Yeah, you'll see South Webster try to stretch them out a little bit, and then once they get them stretched out, they'll look to attack right around that SOC area, right below the foul line.
There's Bryson McClintock out to Bennett. Bennett brings it into the corner. Johnson, high post, back out to McClintock. McClintock, nice feed to Large. It's swatted away. And they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. A good play by Copen on the defensive end. But the recovery was out of bounds. South Webster will take it back.
That's what I was talking about with him able to get the dribble into the middle there. Nice find, just unable to convert.
McClintock trying to inbound, and it's 5 seconds. Some good defense early on from the Indians.
Yeah, it really is. And I talked about earlier, as the game goes on, if you play out in front, then you can dictate tempo even more, because a lot of times it's easier against zone to take some longer possessions if you're ahead. You start getting behind 6, 7, 8 points into the second half, that starts to play on you a little bit in terms of your patience.
Christian Copen, high post, backs it outside the arc. Now Copen drives, kicks it to Lundy. Lundy, opposite side, and connects on the layup.
Yeah, the Valley athleticism really passes the eye test. Really quick, really just kind of explosive off the dribble at about 3 or 4 spots.
Blake Lundy, the 5'11 junior. Here's Hunter Bernard, other end three. That's no good. Conaway the rebound. Conaway quickly gets it up the floor. Tried to swing it across the floor to Dunham, and it's deflected. Valley will reset the possession.
For the most part, Valley's been pretty good on the defensive glass, been able to get out and go, but give the Jeeps credit. They've been able to hustle back and get 5 people ahead of the basketball. After that first possession, been pretty good in transition D.
Copen off the ball screen, swings it out to Dunham. Dunham one-on-one with Hunter Bernard. Dunham driving, Dunham to the basket, can't finish. And it's Large hauling it in for South Webster.
Good inside position. Large again, the dribble starting to get a little deeper. Got to be able to keep the ball in front.
We saw the defensive presence of Easton Large a week ago in the win over West. 10 rebounds and 3 blocks in that come-from-behind win over the Senators. Hunter Bernard in the corner, gets it out to McClintock. Back to Bernard, Large posting up. Large can't receive it cleanly, he gets it back. Jeeps staying patient. There's Bennett in the corner, Large posting up again.
Yeah, trying to get a post feed there when the ball goes to the corner. I kind of like the reversal and keeping the middle open where the guard has had success getting there off the dribble.
Caden Johnson, high post, backs it out. Johnson with it, top of the key now. Jeeps in no hurry. Hunter Bernard outside. Now McClintock with it. Johnson outside, finds Bennett on the block. Bennett can't cash in. McClintock the rebound and the putback. He knocks it in. Bryson McClintock gets the roll on the putback.
He all made possible by good ball reversal. The defense was late, and as a result, a little out of position to rebound.
Dunham fouled before the shot on the drive. It's the first foul against South Webster. Some substitutions will come in for Valley. Elliott Frank and Isaiah Clark in for the first time tonight.
You see, we're already under a minute, with the slower tempo in the scrimmage area.
Nice find to Lundy, and Lundy cashes in off the inbound.
Yeah, great cut. we always say, get your eyes able to see the inbounder where you can see you, and it becomes just a little pitch and catch for the layup.
Cole Bennett, other end, swings it over to Hunter Bernard. Jeeps still taking their time. McClintock, one-on-one with Lundy. Under 30 seconds here in the first quarter. Bennett back to Johnson.
Yeah, you recognize time and score. Let's see if the Jeeps want to go and take the last shot.
Johnson again brings it out of the corner. 15 seconds. Looks like the Jeeps will hold for that final shot. Easton Large in the corner. Back out to McClintock. McClintock driving out to Johnson. Johnson puts up the three and banks it in. Caden Johnson. Bank is open right before the first quarter buzzer.
They all count.
That'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. We're knotted up at 9 through 8 minutes of play. South Webster and Valley in this SOC3 clash. You're watching Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Are you looking for the best deals on quality used trucks and cars?
Great news. Chillicothe Truck has what you're looking for.
Choose from a wide selection of makes and models. All vehicles undergo a detailed multi-point inspection and extensive reconditioning before hitting the lot. Our friendly team offers a no-pressure sales experience, ensuring you find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs. Plus, you can customize your ride with our extensive range of truck accessories, from bed covers to lift kits. Stop by 173 Rennick Avenue in Chillicothe or call us today at 740-773-8782 to get started right now.
Have you experienced simply brilliant fiber internet? Yeah, that's Glow Fiber. Lightning fast internet that keeps up with your busy life. A reliable fiber-to-the-home network whether you're working, learning, playing, or streaming. And best of all, Glow Fiber has real local support from real people who are happy to talk to you. And switch now for your first month free. Faster, more reliable fiber internet with real local support. Glow Fiber. Simply brilliant.
One quarter through this SOC3 battle, South Webster and Valley tied up at 9 as the Jeeps have possession to start the second quarter. A bank-in three from Caden Johnson has us tied through 8 minutes of play.
Yeah, and with the possession to start the second quarter, chance to double up here.
Here's Johnson at the volleyball line, swings it over McClintock. Johnson, a season-high 9 points in the win over Green. All came from beyond the three-point line. McClintock with it, gets doubled, swings it into Bernard in the corner. Now back to McClintock.
Yeah, again, notice how they'll start to stretch them out a little bit and try to open, and then if they don't get it, they'll just continue to be patient.
Braden Bernard tried to feed Large in the post. It's knocked away by Valley, and South Webster will inbound from the baseline. Good defense by Blake Lundy in the post.
Yeah, I'd say South Webster's just fine with this tempo. They're pretty comfortable with it.
Large knocks down the baseline jumper. Easton Large, he's got 6 on the night.
Yeah, really working the block and baseline there. The guards drawing a lot of eyeballs, a lot of attention. Large starting to find some space down there.
Now South Webster playing a little zone on their defensive side. There's a deflection by McClintock and a loose ball scooped up by the Indians. Here's Dunham. In the corner, Clark for 3. It's good. Isaiah Clark connects from the corner.
And again, Valley really needs to create something off the defense here. I feel like Valley needs the game to be just a speck faster than it's been here through the first 9 to 10 minutes.
Valley still staying in zone. As the Jeeps looking to answer, McClintock from downtown knocks it down. Dunham on the other end for Valley.
Yeah, great range there. The ability to stretch the floor with the three-point shot really forces that zone to come out a little bit.
Isaiah Clark in the corner. He's trapped, and he stepped out of bounds. Hunter Bernard and Caden Johnson applying the pressure and forces a turnover.
Yeah, nice job of not fouling. Had the ball handler right where you wanted him. Did a good job of bodying up a little bit, but showing the officials the hands.
Bryson McClintock, the catalyst for South Webster, working it around the perimeter. There's Caden Johnson, top of the key. Now Hunter Bernard, he'll try a triple and hits. Hunter Bernard lets it fly, back-to-back triples. It's Christian Copen on the other end. Now Dunham, he'll try from downtown. That's off the mark. Rebound taken by McClintock.
South Webster all of a sudden with the three ball now. 3 guards the end of the first quarter and then into the second quarter here. 9 quick points from behind that three-point line can open it up in a hurry.
There's Braden Bernard now near side. McClintock, Johnson, now Hunter Bernard. Cross-court pass to McClintock. McClintock drives, pulls up, can't hit the jumper. Copen hauls it down for Valley.
Yeah, nice look off a back screen and a skip. Just didn't get it to go down.
Valley's last win against South Webster, December 13th, 2022. 74-66 win here in Lucasville. There's Dunham outside to Lundy. Lundy skips it over. Elliott Frank for three. That's no good. That ball almost rolled out of bounds. Clark tried to save it, and he throws it away.
Yeah, pretty good possession, good ball movement. Got a pretty good look from a good shooter. Just didn't go down. We're going to have a timeout on the floor.
Craig Tackett wants a timeout. We'll take it with him. 17-12 South Webster. You're watching Ohio High School basketball and Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
At North Fork Animal Clinic, we're more than your pet's health care. We're your neighbors. We combine top-quality veterinary care with the availability you can count on, keeping tails wagging and pets thriving. And as proud supporters of youth sports in Southern Ohio, we're committed to helping our whole community grow strong. North Fork Animal Clinic, caring for pets, supporting our community.
For 175 years, the Glockner name has stood for trust. Today, that promise continues. Every time your family turns the key. Generations have trusted us for one reason. We never stopped caring. From preschool drop-offs to road trips, you leave our service center knowing your family is in the safest hands possible. 175 years of social proof that this isn't just service. It's a promise from our family to yours.
4:54 remaining here in the first half. It's South Webster ahead of Valley, 17-12, as the Jeeps force a turnover, looking to add to their lead. Caden Johnson brings it out of the corner, dishes it to Hunter Bernard.
Valley coming out of the timeout in man for the first time this evening.
Easton Large working on Copen in the post. Large turnaround jump hook off the front of the rim. Nice hustle from McClintock to try and save it, but it throws it off the backboard. Valley basketball.
Yeah, interesting out of the timeout there. They match it up, just maybe wanting to pick the tempo up, as I was saying, just a little bit. Let's see what they decide to do. If that was just a change up and they're going to go back to the zone, or if that's something they're going to stay with.
Dunham walks it up the floor, dishes it to Copen. A zone look from South Webster. Isaiah Clark in the corner trying to work out of a trap, goes baseline, and he steps out of bounds. Another turnover forced by the South Webster defense.
Yeah, just trying to get there with the dribble and just stepped on the end line. Again, just got to stay patient there in that corner. Get that ball out, get the good movement.
Blake Lundy checks back in for the Indians as Isaiah Clark heads to the bench. Hunter Bernard, far side, dishes it to Braden Bernard. Easton Large outside, Jeeps working around the perimeter. Bernard dishes it out to McClintock. Indians still in man. McClintock, mid-range pull-up, connects. Bryson McClintock knocks it down from mid-range.
Yeah, so good in the one-on-one setting. He gets to the mid-range game, and it's just miss or make at that point.
Conaway swings it around. Jackson Bender launches from the corner off the mark. Large high points the rebound.
Yeah, Large has been good on the defensive glass early. Webster with a chance to really get in control of this thing here with another bucket.
There's McClintock on the drive. McClintock off the glass, lost control of it. Conaway hauls it in. There's Dunham driving, he'll back it out. The Indians will reset the possession. There's Copen far side. Now Dunham inside to Bender. There's Conaway, launches a corner three, knocks it down. Braxton Conaway, just what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, again, great ball movement. That time they get a really clean look at it. He's able to deliver the triple, a much needed basket.
Saw Braxton Conaway give the Indians some great reps as a quarterback on the football field this season. Led the Indians to a playoff appearance in an 8-2 regular season. Hunter Bernard dishes out. Caden Johnson, corner three, too strong. And a fight for the rebound, won by the Jeeps. Bernard down the paint, off the glass, can't finish. Long rebound, won by the Indians. And a pinball taken away by South Webster. Little hot potato action.
Yeah, great effort on both sides. Jeeps come away with it.
Now South Webster slowing things down as we approach the 2-minute mark in the half. An errant pass, thankfully for South Webster, taken by Hunter Bernard.
Yeah, the man offense, the Jeeps with great player movement. Valley's got to make sure they bump the cutter. So far, not bad on this possession.
McClintock pump fakes, drives, hands it off to Large. Now Bernard works it over to the near side. Braden Bernard.
Again, just as we were watching with the zone offense, now in the man offense, the great patience, going to little weave action with their good guard play.
Braden Bernard picks up his dribble, dishes over to McClintock. 90 seconds left till the intermission.
And I feel like South Webster's probably played in the more comfortable tempo, in my opinion, to this point. It's kind of been the difference in the first half.
Braden Bernard on the drive through traffic, and he cashes in. Nice drive and finish from the 6'1" sophomore.
Yeah, Braden was really good last week, and that come from behind win at West.
Dunham off the glass on the three, can't connect, and a foul by Valley on the rebound. We'll tag Christian Copen with the foul as Cole Bennett will check in for South Webster, replacing Caden Johnson.
And Carson, we're all guilty sometimes of looking at only the points column. I think you'd agree with me that right when South Webster needed it the most last week at West, Braden Bernard really stepped up in some of the hustle categories and made some plays for him.
Played some excellent defense down the stretch, had 4 steals on the night in that come from behind win over the Senators. South Webster not in any rush. Their bench telling them just one shot. Looking to hold for the last one as Bryson McClintock circles the perimeter.
Yeah, so disciplined on the tempo they want to play. And again, it comes back from leadership at the guard position, taking care of the basketball.
Hunter Bernard in the corner, under 30 seconds to go till halftime.
Obviously, McClintock averages right around 19-20 a game, but this is the part of the game last week I was so impressed with, was just his maturity and the way he didn't force it. He understood the type of game that was unfolding, and he just stayed right in the flow of the game.
McClintock one-on-one with Dunham, comes off the screen, pulls up from inside the arc. That's no good. Copen the rebound, and a timeout called with 7 seconds remaining. So Valley will have one last crack at it before the half. 7 seconds left. Where do you go if you're the Indians?
Well, again, at 21-15, it's an important possession because of the tempo. There hasn't been very many possessions, so certainly just as valuable as any other possession. You're going to get the ball after halftime as well. So with 7 seconds, you're going to have plenty of time. I think you space the floor, you attack it off the dribble and try to get it all the way to the rim, or if the defense collapses, find your three-point shooter. You'd even have time to probably make the extra pass and still get a clean look.
Craig Tackett drawing up one last play for his Indians before the end of the half. Tackett in his 5th season at the helm of the Indians, and he replaced the coach on the opposite bench, Norm Pearson, after just 1 season here at Valley.
Now, with not very many fouls called, I'll tell you the other option here, Carson, if you're South Webster, is you don't want it to be some of your top guys or someone that maybe had already recorded a foul. I think Bernard has one. You could also give a foul around half court just to try to eat some of the first half clock up.
Will be Bender to inbound. McClintock defending the pass. Gets it into Dunham. Dunham up the floor, 3 seconds. Dunham to the basket, through traffic, draws the foul. I think you'll take that if you're Valley.
Outstanding. You get it to Dunham. You're one of your top guys, and he basically understands how much time he has. No hurry, just attacks the rim. The defense late to slide over, and you're going to get to the free throw line. If you're able to convert here, if you're Valley, you feel like you weathered the storm here a little bit, because South Webster really shot the 3-ball well here throughout the first half.
Dunham knocks down his first one, the leading scorer for the Indians on the season, averaging around 13 a night. That's his first point of this game.
Yeah, and that's a good way to maybe get him going into the second half as well.
Second one, no good. And the first half buzzer sounds 21-16 in favor of the South Webster Jeeps. as we'll head to halftime here from Lucasville. We'll take a quick break and give our thoughts on the first half. When we come back, South Webster ahead of Valley 21-16 in this SOC3 showdown. You're watching Ohio High School basketball here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Experience the hometown Chevrolet difference. Check out our huge selection of Silverado trucks, Equinox SUVs, and the latest Chevy models. Priced to move and ready to hit the road today. Plus, with the Hometown Advantage, you get free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty at no extra cost. That's real value and real peace of mind. Your hometown Chevrolet is proud to be your trusted local dealer of new and pre-owned inventory, delivering unbeatable deals and top-notch service. Visit us today at 501 West Emmett Avenue in Waverly, or start shopping online at yourhometownchevy.com.
Our employees certainly get the credit for that growth. The relationships that they build, people want to deal with people they can trust, they know, feel connected to. And I think that's where a community bank such as Kingston really shines. The color of money is the same no matter where you go, but I think the people behind it is what makes the difference. Having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
Pregame Financial is a comprehensive financial services firm committed to helping our clients improve their long-term financial success. Our customized programs seek to grow, protect, and conserve our clients' wealth by delivering personalized service and expertise. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member, FINRA SIPC. Please call us at 740-775-1040 to schedule a consultation.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery, tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our...
For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
At Chillicothe Comfort Heating and Air, your comfort is our priority year-round.
Whether it's blazing hot or freezing cold, we've got your back with fast, reliable service you can trust.
Locally owned, honest, and done right the first time.
We have financing options available for every budget, as well as 60 months 0% interest.
Call us today and feel the difference that comfort makes.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
Back here at Valley High School, halftime in this SOC3 showdown. The South Webster Jeeps lead the Valley Indians 21-16 through 2 quarters of play. Carson Francis, Shane Combs, back with you. Shane, your thumbprint on that first half.
Well, I talked about tempo a lot in the pregame, and I just felt like South Webster controlled it a little bit. They had great patience in the half court in both their zone offense and their man offense. They shot the perimeter, shot really, really well. Remember, Johnson banks the 3 in at the end of the quarter. And then in the second quarter, they really found the hot hand, and they were spreading the wealth. Large stepped out with the long 2. Both McClintock and Bernard hit the deep 3s, and they were able to play out in front. Give Valley credit, they stayed with it. Did just enough to end the half to only be down 5. But, you know, it kind of reminds you, Carson, tell me if you follow this analogy. A lot of times we'll talk in football about these teams that like to run the football, and you feel like the game takes an hour and a half. Didn't you feel like the first half was just a really, really quick half of basketball that just didn't have a whole lot of possessions? And I'm just not sure that's the way Valley wants to play.
Exactly. South Webster, we saw a lot of times they were able to kill 30, 45 seconds, even up to a minute at times. Even that last possession, they didn't score. Possession started with about 1 minute and 5 seconds, and it ended with 7 seconds left in the half. So really a lot of possessions where South Webster's just been able to make you sit down and guard them, and they dictate what happens on the possession.
I think you said that really well, and here's the whole key. remember I talked about playing out in front. As you get into the third quarter here, if South Webster continues to lead by 2 possessions, well, they're very comfortable playing 35, 40 seconds of offense, and they're hard to turn over because they're so good at guard with McClintock and Bernard and company. What you have to do is you have to get out ahead of them, force them to maybe play a little quicker, shoot it a little quicker than they would like to, and then that's when you can get up and down. But I'm telling you, the first 3 or 4 minutes will be huge here. If Southwestern continues to lead by 2 or 3 possessions, this is going to be a really, really tough game for Valley to come back and get.
Offensively, what adjustments would you like to see Valley make to start the second half?
I like their offense. The times they've got into the scrimmage area, I think they've had great spacing. I think they've had great ball movement. I don't think they hate some of the looks they're getting. They've even been able to get the dribble all the way to the rim. I go back to, again, I just don't think they're getting enough offensive possession. So that's going to be the trick here. But no, in the half court, I feel like Valley's done a pretty good job of executing.
One thing we want to put on your radar here at Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health, Saturday, February 7th, Jackson High School, the place to be for the inaugural SOSA Basketball Classic, presented by Glockner Family of Dealerships and Shawnee State University. Shane will be there all day. We'll get to see these Valley Indians playing in that SOSA Basketball Classic. They'll be the nightcap at 7:30 against Jackson. 6 games, all for one price. $7 gets you in for the entire day. If you can't make it up to Jackson, though, we'll have all 6 games streamed right here on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, how fun's that going to be? You know, if you're able to come down there and spend the day or sit back on your couch and watch, or maybe your favorite team's playing, maybe you're going to do both, right? Maybe you're going to watch some and go see some in person. Yeah, I'm really, really excited just to be a part of that. You're right. We have a variety of teams, a variety of matchups. And if you love basketball, that's kind of like the buffet, so to speak, on that particular day.
The order of games looks like this. Adena and Wellston get us started at noon, followed by Western and Southeastern at 1:30, 3 o'clock. Minford takes on Zane Trace, a district final rematch from a season ago. 4:30, Fairland and Miami Trace, 2 outstanding teams that we've seen on our streams this year. 6 o'clock, I'm excited for this one. Chillicothe and Wheelersburg before the nightcap.
There's a
Valley,
few athletes in that game.
before the nightcap, Valley taking on Jackson. Should be an exciting way to celebrate all of our local athletes.
Well, you start reading down that list, you've got a lot of teams that have been the mainstays in the district tournament, even the regional level. You got a lot of teams off to great starts this year. Even some teams that maybe are on the rebuild and starting to really showcase or at the top of the standings in their conference. You mentioned Wellston. They're off to a terrific start in the TVC Ohio. Adena has been really competitive in the Side Valley Conference. And then obviously those last 4 to 6 teams you named. I mean, obviously that's who's who. That's some big-time basketball.
Should be an exciting day at Jackson High School. Saturday, February 7th. Mark your calendars, Southern Ohio. Back to this game. However, South Webster ahead of Valley 21-16, looking to improve to 10-2, 3-1 in the SOC3 slate. And a win here would go a lot of different ways going into their next one, where they travel to Wheelersburg on Tuesday. The Pirates in action at home against Portsmouth West tonight. You know, again, we talked about how big of a game this means for Valley, but also going into that game Tuesday, getting a win here, being able to finish here in the second half would be a tremendous boost for South Webster going into Tuesday.
No question about it, and South Webster ended up doing exactly what I talked about doing, coming in here and getting off to a good start and playing out in front. Now let's throw that back to this really, really talented Valley team. Can you come out in the third quarter and can you win the first 3 or 4 minutes? If you can, you're going to get this back to a 1-possession game, and then you're in position to try to get ahead in the fourth quarter and force South Webster to go a little bit more. But if you're not able to, again, South Webster's going to really start to grind you, and the frustration's going to set in on the defensive end.
Bryson McClintock, the leading scorer for the Jeeps, with 7 on the night. He scored in double figures in their first 9 games. He's had a bit of a dry spell over their last 2. That hasn't phased him, though. He's looked calm, collected, and I love how he's just facilitated South Webster on offense
Yeah,
tonight.
you're right, Carson. When I turn the film on, I just like his maturity, and he does what he needs to do to win. He understands the tempo his coach wants to play at, and some nights that means really going and scoring the basketball. Some nights it's just taking care of it a little bit more. You're right. He has 7. Easton Large was 6. And then you go down. Hunter Bernard hit the 3. Braden Bernard had 2, and then Caden Johnson had that 3. And then over on the Valley side, Dunham had the late free throw there. Bender hit a 3. Copen with 2. Lundy with 4. Clark hit a 3. Conaway hit a 3. So again, they're spreading the wealth a little bit more. They just need a few more shots at the basket.
Halftime buzzer sounds, set to get back underway here as the third quarter starts. Valley will have possession. And it goes without saying, this is, like you said, Shane, the first 3 or 4 minutes going to decide how the rest of this game goes. It starts with this opening possession for the Indians.
Yeah, it really does, because you've heard me say Valley wants to play a little quicker than I think this tempo is. I don't think you just want to go total chaos, and that's kind of what you'd almost have to turn it into if South Webster is able to stretch the thing back out to 9 or 10. So if you're Valley, you want to execute here, and you want to try to string a couple stops together and see if you can't come back and play out in front here by the mid to late third quarter.
Second half underway from Lucasville. Here's a lob for Bender and the tip in.
That's one way to do it. How athletic was that? Just go ahead with a nice quick hitter out of the locker room and let the athlete go get it.
Christian Copen, a perfect lob for Jackson Bender to go up and knock it in with one hand. Large the dish to Braden Bernard. He got it knocked away. Bender the recovery. Lundy up the floor. Conaway launches from downtown. That's no good. Pinball saved by Conaway. He slams into the bleachers. It'll be South Webster basketball. Nice hustle and a good sign from Conaway. He gets right back up.
Yeah, you always worry about that. It looked to go in pretty hard there, and he's going to take a second, and I think they're going to get him now. Incredible hustle. It's exactly what I was talking about coming out of the half. You execute your quick hitter. You finally force a turnover. You weren't able to turn it into points, but that's certainly a little bit of what you're looking for. Good start for Valley.
This is Braden Bernard over to Easton Large in the corner. Caden Johnson now with it. Valley back in a zone look on defense. Bernard, trap, got tied up, lost the ball, and it's Valley possession. The defensive intensity from the Indians is a night and day difference here in the second half.
Yeah, no question. I love the change up there, a little bit more aggressive, going to come out and trap the basketball a little bit more and just try to pick up the intensity a little bit. Already been able to cause 2 early turnovers here in the third quarter.
Isaiah Clark working on Caden Johnson. Now Blake Lundy near side, gives it over to Dunham. Dunham picks up his dribble, dishes out to Clark. Now Lundy driving, Lundy off 1 foot and banks it in. Blake Lundy cuts the deficit to 1.
It's that versatility of Valley. They're so difficult to guard off the dribble.
Bernard throws it right into the hands of Bender. Bender, the drive, and he draws the foul. Looks like it'll be on the floor. A nice steal, good hands by Jackson Bender. It's Cole Bennett will head back onto the floor for South Webster, replacing Braden Bernard. And Coach Pearson will want a timeout with 6:34 left in the third. And we'll keep it here. Valley starting off strong here in the second half. The intensity on both sides of the ball, tremendous difference from the first half.
Yeah, no question. Valley just basically had come out of the locker room and said, we're going to make you play a little faster, like it or not, and they've been able to knock the ball loose. 3 turnovers to start the half here. They've been able to get out in transition. Like as I said, the one time they weren't able to convert, still like the aggressiveness. That time they get out and able to draw the foul. It looked like they called that on the Euro step through. It's going to be on the floor, so I think they're going to have an OB under when we come out of the timeout.
It will be a Valley inbound. That first play of the half where Christian Copen threw up the lob to Jackson Bender. Beautiful play design by Coach Tackett. And that set up Valley to go right to work here in the second half.
Yeah, no question. And again, it was well executed, but not everybody has a Bender that's going to go up above the rim and with one hand control the ball and get it up off the glass. That was well done.
Jackson Bender, great athlete for this Valley Athletic program, had a great season in soccer for a tradition program here in Lucasville as well. Be Copen to inbound on the baseline, throws it up to Dunham. Dunham got it deflected, and it rolls out of bounds. South Webster basketball.
Yeah, nice job by the Jeeps. They got beat on that Lundy cut earlier in the first half. That time they closed it down. Ended up causing the turnover.
Bryson McClintock across the timeline for South Webster. Bernard trapped near the mid-court line. Bernard lost it, falls right back on it, gets it out to Bennett. Jeeps will try to reset. Here's McClintock out to Bernard. Bernard trapped again, got it tipped. McClintock wins it back. McClintock out to Bernard. Bernard driving, mid-range jumper off the front of the rim. Copen the rebound. Copen up the floor. Copen lost his dribble, gets it back, swings it out. Bender for three, knocks it down. Jackson Bender puts the Indians in front.
Yeah, and you always don't have to turn them over to make them go fast. You force the mid-range jumper. It's a tough two, and here's another athletic play.
Jackson Bender again, leaving it all on the floor. And another turnover forced by the Indians. It's a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 23-21 Indians. You're watching Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
5:40 left in the third quarter. It's a 7-0 run for the Valley Indians to start the second half. Jackson Bender has been all over the floor. He's getting steals, knocking down shots. Won the Indians another possession before the timeout.
Yeah, just it's so special. Whenever you get a great athlete to play that hard, that's when special things start to happen. He certainly sparked his team here in the third quarter.
Copen inbounds it to Clark. Now Copen gets it back, brings it out. He'll reset the offense. Still a zone look for South Webster. Lundy trap, gets it into Isaiah Clark, who kisses it off the glass. Isaiah Clark with the inside basket. Nice find from Blake Lundy.
Yeah, the length of Valley is really becoming a factor on both ends, their ability to throw over top of some of the zone.
Cole Bennett to the basket, cashes in, and gets the first points of the second half for South Webster.
Yeah, nice aggressive attack. When a team's all out pressure like that, you get it to the middle of the floor, you got to turn to make them pay.
Lundy tried to fire to Clark inside. It's knocked away. And Valley will reset. Bender back onto the floor. Isaiah Clark will come out. Box set for the Indians. Copen to inbound. Copen gets it into Conaway. Nice find. Copen in the post. Goes up and gets the roll. And one. Christian Copen showing off the strength.
Yeah, he's the inbounder there, and they throw it up. A lot of people run what they call that America's play, where they come back to the corner. What they did with him there, Carson, is they went on the curl cut, got it inside, and boy, was that a strong finish up through two defenders. A lot of people draw the contact. Very few people able to get it up through and get it up to the and one opportunity.
Christian Copen to complete the and one. Knocks down the free throw, gives him 5 on the night. Isaiah Clark back in the game, replacing Braxton Conaway. 28-23 Indians, under 5 to go in the third. Valley applying some pressure, and a kick ball. Jackson Bender again got a deflection on that pass.
Yeah, he's becoming the real problem at the point of that pressure.
Bernard to reset, gets it into Hunter Bernard. Now McClintock across half court, Easton Large in the corner. Hunter Bernard launches a three and hits it. Hunter Bernard from downtown cuts it back to 2.
Yeah, second triple of the night. He has 6.
Jackson Bender underneath and the finish. Nice find from Dunham. Jackson Bender again making it happen.
Again, notice how quick it's happening from one end to the other for Valley. That's exactly what they want.
Valley staying aggressive on the defensive side as Bender commits the foul at midcourt.
Yeah, good sportsmanship there. Didn't mean to catch him there. He knew he just made the mistake.
Jeeps will reset. Just the first foul of the night on Jackson Bender. Braden Bernard to inbound McClintock in the backcourt. McClintock one-on-one with Dunham, dishes it out to Bennett. Now back to McClintock. McClintock from the corner, too long. It's Bender the rebound. Nice pass up the floor to Dunham, and Dunham cashes in on the fast break.
Yeah, great run out from Dunham. Nice job of Bender getting his head up and delivering the pass right on target.
Bender and Clark trying to trap. Jeeps break the press. Here's Large underneath. Large goes up through contact, can't finish. McClintock the rebound. He's too short on the putback. Lundy the rebound, gets it out to Copen. Copen on the other end. Copen the runner, can't finish. Jeeps fighting for the offensive rebound. Bender gets it back. Bender to Copen underneath. Dunham now cutting. Dunham the floater, too strong. Copen the rebound and the putback contested by Large. And he forces the miss, a tie-up, and Webster will take it back.
Yeah, the energy's just picked way up here for Valley. If you're an Indians fan, you really got to like the effort here in the third quarter. Now it's South Webster's turn to respond here a little bit. They had some great effort on the other end. A couple point-blank looks, just couldn't get the ball to fall.
Caden Johnson back on the floor for the Jeeps. Some fresh legs on both sides. Brigham Burton in for South Webster, as well as Malachi Keller for Valley. There's Cole Bennett blocked by Copen. Quickly, Valley makes another defensive stand. Keller in the corner. Keller on the drive, dishes out to Copen. Now the Indians circling the perimeter.
I talked about Copen being able to impact in a lot of ways. You see it on the defensive end there.
Lundy with it. Lundy out to Elliott Frank, who's in the game again for Valley. Lundy picks up his dribble back to Frank. Now Dunham to Keller in the corner. Now we see Valley taking their time on offense, working against this zone, similar to what South Webster did in the first half. Here's Lundy underneath, can't finish. Copen the putback midair. Christian Copen puts it in off the offensive board.
And Carson, to your point, again, there's a different feeling of patience when you're playing up 6 with the basketball compared to the first half playing from behind. So that patience gets good ball movement. You get the high-low game, and then there's Copen up on the offensive glass getting involved as a rebounder and on the putback.
30-second timeout called by Coach Pearson. Will keep it here. 2:24 to play here in the third quarter. Valley has jumped out in front to an 8-point lead. What have we seen from the Indians? What adjustments have they made, and what have they done well here throughout the third quarter?
Well, no question about it. It started from the very first possession defensively when they went and started to trap the basketball. They went and picked up their aggressiveness and their pressure, not just in the full court, but they've even continued into the quarter court, and they've left South Webster no choice but to move the ball and take some shots a little quicker, in some cases turning the ball over, and they've been out. I mean, you just sitting here calling the game, think of how slow the first half was compared to how chaotic the first 5.5 minutes have been here in the second half, and that's a big difference of what we talked about in the pregame.
And now also Valley, after they built this lead on offense, they've been able to slow things down and dictate possessions on their side. South Webster trying to break this press. McClintock up the floor to Johnson. They get it across to Burton. And McClintock one-on-one with Keller. McClintock almost lost it. South Webster able to keep it. There's Burton in the corner. Finds a cutting McClintock in the post. Back out to Burton. Now Hunter Bernard from downtown. That's off the mark. Burton tried to save the offensive rebound, but he stepped out. And possession goes back to the Indians. Jackson Bender back into the action.
Yeah, pretty good look for a great shooter, just didn't go down. The other thing you notice, Carson, on both sides is as the tempo's picked up, both coaches going a little deeper into the bench.
Some guys that we saw give some great minutes in that JV game, getting some varsity action as well. Some fresh legs on both sides. Here's Bender again from outside. That's too short. Offensive rebound, Copen.
Copen's been a real factor in some hustle categories as a rebounder and as a defender.
There's Dunham one-on-one with Bernard. Dunham got it taken away by Johnson. Good hedge by Caden Johnson to come up with the steal.
Yeah, great help, great hands.
Jeeps looking to chip away at the largest deficit they faced tonight. Burton brings it out of the corner, dishes it to McClintock. McClintock one-on-one with Keller, back out to Burton. 1 minute to go in the third quarter. McClintock guarded by Bender now. Johnson in the corner brings it out. Jeeps taking their time, similar to how they did at the end of the first half. Johnson lets it fly. That's no good. Bender the rebound.
And the difference is doing that down 8 and coming away empty just plays right into Valley in terms of they look to build the lead. Let's see if Valley can execute time and score. They have the possession arrow, Carson, to start the fourth quarter. Let's see if they can execute for 30 seconds here without turning it over. Maybe stretch this lead to 10 or 11.
Coach Tackett telling his team one shot, hold for the final attempt here in the third quarter. Copen brings it over near side, working on Burton. Copen drives out to Keller. Keller, baseline jumper, he hits it. Malachi Keller, the sophomore, cashes in for the Indians. One final heave. Johnson from half court. That's no good. And the Valley Indians out to their largest lead of the night through 3 quarters of play. An electric third sees the Indians in front, 36-26. As we head to the final quarter. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm James.
We want to thank you for continuing to make the Root Sports and Fitness Center your headquarters for youth sports in Southern Ohio.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place.
You look good in these shorts, right?
And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
Three quarters down and 1 to go here at Valley High School. We're back to action. The Indians in front of South Webster, 36-26. As Christian Copen stepped out of bounds on the baseline drive, gives it back to the Jeeps. Shane, we were talking during that break. It was 21-16 South Webster at halftime. Valley outscored the Jeeps 20-5 in that third quarter.
Yeah, able to pick the tempo up and play a lot more in their comfort level. Now let's see if South Webster can answer here early in the fourth and get right back in this.
Jaheim Froh checked in during the quarter break for South Webster. Getting his first action of the night. Froh from the corner, can't bury the 3. Dunham hauls in the rebound.
Yeah, not a bad look. Good job of Valley wrapping it up, 1 and done.
Copen backs it out, dishes it to Jalen Dunham. Dunham one-on-one with Bernard, picks up his dribble, out to Bender, corner 3, too short. Offensive rebound and a putback by Blake Lundy. Right place, right time for Blake Lundy in cleanup duty, and another steal by the Indians. Bender out to Copen. Now Lundy finds Bender, cutting Bender with the finish. How good has Jackson Bender been in the second half?
Yeah, he's been the real spark plug. He's got his fingerprints all over this second half.
Largest lead of the night for the Indians.
He has 12 now in the game, but let's see, 7 of those coming in that third quarter. But even beyond the points, I thought it had every bit to do with his defense, his energy, his length, his athleticism, just really impacting the game so many ways.
Indians have outscored South Webster 24-5 in the second half as McClintock got fouled driving to the basket.
And Carson, I think that's the adjustment now as we get under 7 minutes and it's a 14-point game. You have the elite play of McClintock off the dribble, obviously Bernard. Sometimes when a team's going to pressure and just pressure to the point where they're going to overplay and where they dare you to go fast downhill, sometimes you just got to take your best player and put the head down and go get to the free throw line and create some offense.
McClintock knocking down the free throw. That's his first point here in the second half. Braden Bernard checks back in for South Webster.
He has 8 now on the evening. This will be for 9. Again, I'd like to see him get real aggressive off the dribble in this fourth quarter.
McClintock going 2 for 2 at the stripe. 40-28 Valley. It's Copen across half court. Over to Dunham. Jeeps in man-to-man defense. Dunham drives, dishes out to Lundy. Lundy out to Clark. Now back to Lundy. Lundy the jumper. That's no good. Bender fighting for the offensive rebound, but the battle is won by Braden Bernard.
Great position by Bernard, able to hold him off and get the rebound.
Now Hunter Bernard with it near side over to McClintock. McClintock one-on-one with Bender. McClintock through traffic and gets to the basket.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. He's so good off the dribble and that one-on-one setting downhill.
And Bernard gets a deflection. Well, the pass intended for Copen. You got to think you're going to see a lot more aggression from South Webster on the defensive end.
Yeah, and you just got to continue to play hard, try to poke it loose. It's still just a 10-point game. Just takes a little 5-0 run to cut this thing in half as you get under 4 minutes.
As Isaiah Clark finds a cutting Blake Lundy in the post. Now out to Bender. Bender pump fakes and draws the foul.
You know, if you're Valley, I don't know that it's necessarily time to take the air out of the ball. Think about your successes come from picking it up a little bit. Still with 5:42 to go. I'm not saying you got to be in a hurry, but you certainly want to keep your aggressiveness, in my opinion. That's just the way you play.
Lundy across half court. Large there to meet him. Now Jackson Bender. Nice find inside to Dunham, and Dunham cashes in. Good vision by Bender finding the cutting Jalen Dunham for the score.
Yeah, great execution. Just a little quick set there. Good screen, good cut, good pass, good finish.
Jaheim Froh on the other end. South Webster trying to chip away. Froh through the trap. Gets it into McClintock. McClintock on the drive, and he knocks it through. Bryson McClintock showing some energy for the Jeeps and a loose ball. Tie-up, possession arrow points to the Jeeps.
Yeah, great effort on both sides. Going to get the jump on. That's what I'm talking about. If you're South Webster, you not only need to be able to score, but you can't trade bucket with them. You got to at some point be able to create a few turnovers, get some stops.
McClintock at the volleyball line. 5 minutes left in regulation.
Valley going to zone it up. I think a lot of that's just trying to keep McClintock out of the middle with the dribble. Even against the zone, I would stay real aggressive.
McClintock from downtown off the mark. Ball knocked out of bounds and possession goes to Valley. So Elliott Frank will re-enter the game for the Indians. Isaiah Clark will head to the bench.
Going to get Dunham and Frank up here in the guard spots. Really important to handle the pressure here, take care of the basketball. They'll use Lundy's versatility and force Large to have to guard the basketball. It's good coaching, using your versatility against the press.
Copen, top of the key. Copen fakes the handoff and finishes at the rim. Christian Copen, some trickery. Uses it to get an easy drive.
Outstanding, Carson. I've been real impressed with the quick hitter package of Valley here in the second half, being able to steal some easy looks.
Froh had some trouble handling the basketball, and it's a double dribble. Talked about the intensity the Indians have played with on the defensive side. They forced another turnover.
Yeah, no question about it. South Webster felt like there was a deflection there. Didn't get that call, but man, you can't doubt the effort that the Indians have played with in the second half. I agree with you.
Frank up the floor across half court out to Bender. Valley looking for its first win against South Webster since December of 2022. That year they split the season series back in the old SOC 2. There's Frank, the turnaround jumper off the mark. Ball got knocked away from Braden Bernard, but not before a foul is called. It'll go on Blake Lundy. Scoring update from our area at the half. Chillicothe in front of Jackson, 33-28.
Yeah, that's one we had our eye on. Going to be a terrific FAC matchup. Carson, keep in mind here, too, that was Valley's third foul, so we're getting closer to the bonus. If you're the guard play of South Webster, stay aggressive off the dribble.
Hunter Bernard brings it out of the corner. McClintock, long three-pointer off the front iron. Fro the offensive rebound. Back out to Caden Johnson. Now McClintock again outside, finds Fro cutting. Handoff, Bernard, 4-3. That's no good either. Another offensive rebound by the Jeeps. Braden Bernard gives it back.
Yeah, great effort. Just win some extra possessions. Obviously need as many shots at it as possible if you're going to come from 12 down with 3:11 to play.
Jeeps trying to navigate the zone. Bender got a deflection. McClintock for 3. That's no good either. Lundy the rebound for Valley.
Now if you're Valley, now you are into that time and score situation, in my opinion. The clock goes under 3 minutes. It's a 12-point game. Now you do want to try to utilize some clock.
Foul committed by Braden Bernard. The Jeeps on that last possession had 3 excellent looks from downtown, just couldn't capitalize.
Yeah, and a lot of that too, what happens is with the pace, you start to lose some of the legs. You put a little bit more pressure on some of the guard play. You see some of the deep threes start to come up short. I'm not saying that's a factor, but it certainly can be.
Cole Bennett back on the floor for the Jeeps. Caden Johnson comes out. We'll see if the Jeeps want to go with an offense-defense sub situation.
Yeah, Lundy's versatility is a really nice weapon against the pressure. I'm impressed how Valley has 4 and 5 guys on the court at all times that can handle the basketball.
Copen fakes the handoff. He has it in the corner now. Elliott Frank swings it over to Lundy. Lundy working on Bennett. Out to Frank, now Bender in the corner. There's Dunham on the drive. The runner knocks it in. Jalen Dunham off 2 feet, extends it to 14.
Yeah, Dunham now with 7, and just a real mature possession from Valley. Run some clock, get a layup.
South Webster, desperation time now for the Jeeps as we approach 2 minutes left in regulation.
I like the adjustment to go back to the zone because it's taken some of the dribble penetration away from South Webster.
Bernard too strong on the pull-up. Rebound hauled in by Copen. Now the Indians really going to take their time. Frank gets it across half court, back to Copen.
Key here is good spacing. Don't allow the double team to come.
There's Dunham on the drive. Dunham, the layup, draws the foul.
He took quite a fall there. He kind of lost his legs a little bit and went down. I like that he gets teammates to him there to help him up, but looks like he's okay there. He's going to go to the free throw line. There hasn't been a whole lot of free throw attempts on in the game with both teams. Let's see here, I don't know. Let's see, South Webster on my sheet unofficially has taken a couple, and then over on this side, this is Dunham's second trip to the line. We had an and one opportunity for Copen. That's about it.
Dunham can't knock down his first one. He's 1 for 3 on the night, 60% from the line on the year. As Isaiah Clark and Malachi Keller will re-enter the game for Valley. Dunham knocks down his second one. It's a 15-point advantage for the Indians, their biggest on the evening.
Yeah, now with a minute and a half to go, not a lot of time left. Clinic gets all the way to the rim.
McClintock can't finish. A nice move, but unable to capitalize. It's Lundy up the floor to Keller. Keller driving, swings it out to Copen. Now Valley just going to take their time, look to milk this minute and some change.
Yeah, Carson, I can't say enough about how impressive this has been in the second half for Valley to come out of the locker room. I thought they did a good job in the first half. weathering the storm a little bit. They easily could have went in the locker room down 8, 9, 10 points. Instead, they got it back to 5, and then that put them in a position to kind of go regroup in the locker room and maybe kind of remind themselves how they wanted to play, and they were able to come out and dictate that tempo in the third quarter.
Dunham gets to the rim. He'll go back to the line as Coach Tackett looking like he's going to empty out his bench following these free throws. Dunham knocks down his first. Eli Clark and Colton Stewart will get their first dose of varsity action. Pierce Kreischer and Corey Burton into the game for South Webster. Always nice to see some of the JV guys get some varsity action in front of a packed house.
Well, no question about it, and it's a nice feeling if you're a starter and you've played really well and you're getting a win against a really, really good team, which is what South Webster is. It's just kind of a good feeling to come off there and kind of celebrate it together.
J.U. Howard on the floor for the Indians. Three-pointer from South Webster, no good. Long rebound won by Malachi Keller. Keller pulls up from downtown, can't hit the triple. Fro the rebound for the Jeeps. Fro behind his back, Fro to the basket. He'll go to the line. Nice coast-to-coast action from Jaheim Fro.
Yeah, that was outstanding. Nice ball handling in the middle of the court, played downhill in traffic.
Jaheim Fro played some excellent minutes in that JV game we got to see beforehand. As he can't hit the first free throw on that trip there. Indians 35 seconds away from improving to 8-2 and getting a much-needed league victory. They'll be 2-2 in SOC3 play. Fro knocks down a second.
Valley students having some fun across the way there.
Some start the buses chants. Little Valley rumble going on from the student section. The hype tribe, as they call it, here in Lucasville. We'll be right back here tomorrow night as the Indians play host to Chesapeake in a non-league battle.
Yeah, another really good one. That Chesapeake team's really, really good.
Keller working on Fro, gets it out to Clark. Clark will hold it at the volleyball line, and that's going to be your ball game. The Valley Indians put together a strong showing in the second half and knock off the South Webster Jeeps 48-33. Your final score from Lucasville. The Indians improve to 8-2 and 2-2 in the SOC3. Indians get their first win over South Webster since December of 2022.
Yeah, we talked about it in the SOC. You're going to have a lot of teams beating up on each other, especially here in the middle of the standings. They're all going to try to chase down Wheelersburg as the year goes on. But protecting your home court is always really important in any league race, and Valley was able to do that this evening.
Once again, your final score from Lucasville, 48-33. The Valley Indians take down the South Webster Jeeps in this important SOC3 battle. We'll step aside and give our final thoughts on this one when we return and get a look at what's ahead for both teams. You're watching Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
At North Fork Animal Clinic, we're more than your pet's health care. We're your neighbors. We combine top quality veterinary care with the availability you can count on, keeping tails wagging and pets thriving. And as proud supporters of youth sports in Southern Ohio, we're committed to helping our whole community grow strong. North Fork Animal Clinic, caring for pets, supporting our community.
For 175 years, the Glockner name has stood for trust. Today, that promise continues. Every time your family turns the key. Generations have trusted us for one reason. We never stopped caring. From preschool drop-offs to road trips, you leave our service center knowing your family is in the safest hands possible. 175 years of social proof that this isn't just service. It's a promise from our family to yours.
Experience the hometown Chevrolet difference. Check out our huge selection of Silverado trucks, Equinox SUVs, and the latest Chevy models. Priced to move and ready to hit the road today. Plus, with the Hometown Advantage, you get free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty at no extra cost. That's real value and real peace of mind. Your Hometown Chevrolet is proud to be your trusted local dealer of new and pre-owned inventory, delivering unbeatable deals and top-notch service. Visit us today at 501 West Emmett Avenue in Waverly or start shopping online at yourhometownchevy.com.
Our employees certainly get the credit for that growth. The relationships that they build, people want to deal with people they can trust, they know, feel connected to. And I think that's where a community bank such as Kingston really shines. The color of money is the same no matter where you go, but I think the people behind it is what makes the difference. Having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
Back here at Valley High School, your final score, the Indians take down South Webster 48-33. They improve to 8-2 overall, 2-2 in SOC3 play. South Webster falls to 9-3 and 2-2 in the SOC3. Carson Francis and Shane Combs back with you here in Lucasville. Shane, let's go back to halftime. It was 21-16 South Webster. The Indians outscored the Jeeps by 20 in the second half and cruised to a 15-point win. Outstanding turnaround from Coach Tackett's Indians.
No question about it. Remember in the pregame we were talking about tempo, and in the first half I thought South Webster won the tempo. They got off to the good start. They played out in front. They opened up, I want to say, an 8 or 9 point lead at one point there, and they were doing it with the 3-point shot. They hit the 3 at the end of the first quarter from Johnson. Then they added the long jumper from Large and a 3 from McClintock, a 3 from Bernard, and they'd really started to open up and look in control of it. Give Valley credit for surviving the second quarter and getting it back to 21-16. But when they were coming out of the locker room, you talk about a flip in tempo, that's what happened. Valley turned the pressure up, not only in the token pressure in the full court or zone look in the half court, they started trapping out of it, they started chasing the basketball, and it really left South Webster no choice but to play a little faster. And as the tempo got going, I thought Jackson Bender was really, really good for Valley in terms of his effort. We talked about Copen and his versatility. Lundy's versatility was really good against pressure late. They were just getting a lot of hustle plays and a lot of different things. They outscored them 20-5 there in the third quarter, and that was obviously the difference because once Valley got out in front, now South Webster was forced to play a little faster than maybe they want to, and then that's where Valley was able to deliver the final knockout punch.
32-12 in the second half for the Indians. A great turnaround there coming out of the locker room at halftime. And you talked about Jackson Bender. I can't find any other word to describe him than spark plug because he was making plays left and right. I think of the first possession Valley had in the second half where Christian Copen was right here on the near side wing, just threw one up at the rim for Bender to just go up and tip it in. And that started it all for the Indians. Yeah, they really did. And I was impressed with their quick hitter package throughout the second half. They executed out of some timeouts. They executed in some different sets. Remember we talked in the pregame, too, about Valley's at its best when they're sharing the basketball and getting a lot of people involved. Let me read down these scores for you. Bender with 12, Dunham with 9. Lundy with 8, Clark with 5, Conaway with 3, Keller adds the 2 there at the end. You get a lot of different guys in the scoring column. You get some guys shooting the 3, and then you add all that up, and that's where the 48 comes from. Where over on the South Webster side, not as many people were able to get involved. They had McClintock in the double figures at 13. They had Hunter Bernard in check tonight at 6, Cole Bennett with 2, Braden Bernard with 2. Let's see, 1 for Fro there late, and then a 6 for the freshman Easton Large, who I thought also had a nice night on the glass, but I do not have that rebounding total. I thought he played pretty well, especially in that first half. Valley again improves to 8-2 and 2-2 in the SOC3 competition. They'll be back in action tomorrow night right here on their home floor against a really stout Chesapeake team that we got to see earlier this season. Shane, you and I will be back down here in Lucasville for that one tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, if you haven't seen Chesapeake, they're just really good. They're really long. They're really athletic. They're really versatile. A lot of the same characteristics this Valley team has. I think both teams probably kind of go about it in a similar way in terms of tempo and with some of their athleticism. I think it's going to be a really entertaining basketball game. So obviously a lot of the Valley fans will be back down here watching it. But if you're just a basketball fan in the area, make sure you turn us on there on the TV and you'll enjoy a really, really good high school basketball game tomorrow night.
And for South Webster, they fall to 9-3 overall, their second loss in the SOC3 play. And it's not going to be an easy turnaround for them. They go to Wheelersburg on Tuesday night. What can the Jeeps look for in that one?
Well, again, it's not going to be easy, but that's just kind of life in the SOC. This is a mature basketball team. These kids are winners. We talked about it a lot last week when we had them. They're used to winning, so they're going to handle adversity the right way. They're going to stay together. They're going to stay connected, and they're going to prepare. And you talk about a great opportunity to get right back in it is go get the top dog, right? So obviously Wheelersburg's really, really good. No one needs me to tell them that. But if you're South Webster, I think you'll welcome that challenge and you'll be ready to go come Tuesday night.
Yeah, we talked about this before the game tipped off on what each result would mean for both sides. And we talked about if you're South Webster, you lose tonight, but then you go and beat Wheelersburg, you're just right back where you were in the standings.
Yeah, and I really felt like tonight was a must-win for Valley to stay in it, so give them a lot of credit on their home floor, especially when they go to the locker room down 5. Again, there was no panic there. I think that shows a sign of their maturity and their growth, the way they were able to come out in the third quarter and understand what their coach was wanting them to do to flip the script.
Well, one final time from Lucasville, the Valley Indians take down the South Webster Jeeps 48-33 after an explosive second half. Shane and I will be right back here at Valley tomorrow night as the Indians play host to the Chesapeake Panthers. That's a 7:30 tip-off right here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health. From Kenneth Hay, our cameraman tonight, and Shane Combs, I'm Carson Francis. We thank you for tuning in to tonight's presentation of Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health. Enjoy the rest of your evening.